talk. Talk for the homies. I'm real frustrated right now.
Why?
Because there ain't no rivalries in sports anymore. For some reason, college football wants to maintain that Alabama-Auburn is still a real rivalry. Or Ohio State, Michigan. There ain't no real rivalries anymore. In sports. Probably with the fans somewhat. But for the love of God. I've hated that tone for so long. And yet again. Anyways. I want to know, or I guess, what was it, the question of what were the best rivalries of all time?
Yeah, past and present.
And what did the thing say? What was the ultimate number one?
Michigan, Ohio State.
Okay, that was stupid. And, first of all,
was Baltimore and the Ravens up there?
No,
it wasn't on either of the two lists I read.
I don't think that it had to be going on back in the day. Like, you know, the Ravens are kind of a newer franchise. Yeah. So yeah. First of all, what's the best rivalry today?
I would say Baltimore and football. The Ravens and Steelers.
Okay. I would agree. What about you?
'49 Seahawks.
That is a good one. Yeah. Well, I mean, the last couple of years, anyways. Mm-hmm. What happened? Why aren't there any rivalries anymore?
Everybody's friends now.
I would say that there are rivalries, but they're not, I guess, you know, the big blockbuster rivalries. You know, football, you're always going to have some type of rivalry. But, like, as far as the magnitude of how big that rivalry is really up to the people and the fans.
What team do you hate the most?
I hate the Saints.
You hate the Saints?
Yeah.
Why?
Carolina. That's my team, division rival. I don't like the fans. You know, they spent, you know, a lot of the time the Saints were, you know, in the NFL. They've been a losing franchise. They get Drew Brees and Sean Payton, and fans just come out of nowhere.
But that's with sports, period.
Yeah, but I mean,
what team do you hate?
They wore paper bags, man.
The Aints.
Yeah, you're right.
Now they're like one of the top fan bases in the NFL.
Because they meet regularly.
No, because you win.
Winning cures all your ills.
What team you hate the most?
The Titans.
Okay.
The same thing. Jacksonville's my team. For some odd reason, we just couldn't beat the Titans. We were one game away from making it to our first Super Bowl. Our only 3 losses were all to Tennessee. Like,
yeah, I remember that. Very disappointing.
We were leading 14-10. We lost 33-14. Like, that's terrible.
All right.
What about you?
Team I hate the most are actually the Dolphins.
Oh.
When I started watching football, it was the Jets and Dolphins. Those were the two. You know, the Bills were mixed in there. Actually, the Bills were before I really started becoming a real football fan. Those early '90s Bills. So I didn't like the Dolphins. I've started to hate the Patriots because of the fans.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I think right now where the record is tied, but I remember there was like a 9 or 10 year span where we might have lost to them once. So then we unfortunately hit Drew Bledsoe too hard Tom Brady came out, we've barely been able to beat them since. But like the Patriots fans act like they've always been beating us. You know, and I'm like, no, y'all used to suck. I was a fan when they sucked, when they were at the bottom of the division. So that's why, and I still remember that. So I'm like, I don't necessarily hate the Patriots, can't stand the fans. But one thing I don't like, especially in sports, are the teams. What makes a rivalry, I think, is when the fans don't like you with the Saints, but also the teams don't like each other either. Like usually division games or conference games, if we're talking about different sports, they're more competitive. But I don't think it's because they don't like each other. I think it's because they know each other so well. Like the Yankees Red Sox used to be a really good rivalry when I was starting to watch baseball. Now it's more the fans are okay with it. Like I'm talking about like rivalries like where if I was a Yankee fan and my girlfriend was a Red Sox fan, like she wouldn't be my girlfriend. Like that's the kind of hatred that there used to be, and there's not that anymore. And it hasn't been in basketball really since Michael Jordan days. And for some reason, people think that a rivalry, they have to see each other in the finals all the time, or they have to see each other in the playoffs all the time. Like a rivalry, you see each other 6 times a year already, or twice a year in football. Why do you have to see each other in the playoffs? The brackets might not set up that way for y'all to meet each other in the playoffs all the time. So why would you?
If the both of y'all make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like it could be a competitive game between y'all all the time, and the fans don't like each other. But maybe one team is a constant playoff team, the other team isn't a constant playoff team. So how can we get rivalry going? Is it really up to the fans, or like are players too friendly with each other since they work out with each other all the time? Or,
yeah, that's
like
exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They become too friendly with each other. It seems like they always had the cliche when they work out. It's like, yeah, we're competing. In what way? Because y'all not showing the disdain for each other. Like even when the remember Joey Porter, the linebacker that played for? Yeah. Because you knew he hated players in his division. He got into a fight with one of them in a casino. Like, now that's going over the top, but that was pure disdain for them. It wasn't, I'm going to work out with you in the offseason. It was, we're not on the same team. I don't like you. When I see you, we're not friends. We're the Pro Bowl. We're not friends. We just have to play with each other on this one game. Like there is none of that anymore. Like basketball, everybody's in AAU. Everybody sees each other all the time. They become friends, and then all of a sudden they get on different teams. They're still friends. They want to hang out before, during, and after the game. Like that don't make any type of sense to me. It seems like the competitive nature is going out of the window. That's why it seemed like the people, like players like Kevin Garnett, they don't exist anymore.
Well, Kevin Garnett's a little overboard.
No, Kevin Garnett's a little overboard, but the thing about it is, you gotta have. I feel like you gotta have some type of hatred for your opponent to make it competitive, and it seems like that doesn't happen anymore. Everybody wants to be friends.
I don't know. Whatever. Leagues, the leagues are better when there's a real rivalry, even if it's just one. So, I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure it out someday so sports can be more entertaining. But anyways, Homie Talk for the homies. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. Thank you.
You're welcome.